Hey, no walks tonight. So that was good to see. No, I thought Clayton was okay. You know, the one thing that got away from him a little bit, he gave up some big hits with 2 strikes, leadoff double in a 1-2 count, gave up a 1-2 homer to the 8-hole guy late in the game. Gave up the big inning, but the one thing I will say, and you know, we talked about it an awful lot here lately, is get beat in the strike zone. You know, force them to swing the bat and be aggressive in the strike zone. And Pittsburgh's a really, really good hitting team. They've got a really good offense, and they were very, very aggressive. But we didn't walk anybody. You know, we hit one guy, and I don't know if we could have played better defensively. I thought we played a really, really good game defensively in the infield. Weston was good. Eli made a couple really, really good plays, and Jordan Green played really good defensively. So, you know, overall, I thought it was a great game offensively and defensively, and the bullpen was good. Another bright spot, Alex Schnell did a really good job. Paul Campbell did a good job out of the pen. You know, I don't know if we could have done anything better offensively. You know, middle of our order, if you look at it, I think they got on base, 3 through 6 got on base 16 out of 20. We had some 2-out hits, a couple 2-out hits with runners in scoring position, which were big for us. Beer drove in 3, Weston drove in 2, Rollman had a good day, drove in 3, so, and the bottom of the order did a nice job. So just overall, I thought we played a really good ball game. And we're going to need to show up ready to go tomorrow, because their starter tomorrow is one of the best in our league.
You talked about the middle of the order there. When those guys are hitting that way and getting on base that way, I mean, it's almost impossible to beat you guys, don't you think? I mean, because of the pressure they put on pitching staffs.
We throw strikes and play defense, and those guys in the middle are clicking like that, and you've got the Beer presence in the middle where, you know, you're forced to pitch to Oki some. And, you know, I think Oki is a huge key for us in what he's doing with his approach. It just says a lot about him as a team player, that he is being very patient at the plate, and he knows that people are going to have to come to him a little bit more, and when they don't, he's not over swinging and coming out of the strike zone. He's taking his walks, and you look at what he did today. He couldn't have played any better than he did today. He walked 3 times and had 2 hits. And that's what happens when you got a middle. When you got a middle that can really swing the bat, and if they try to pitch around Seth, they got to deal with Weston. And you know, tonight, you know, you got Rollman sitting there in the 6th spot. So, you know, it's pick your poison, and you go right, left. Those guys can beat you in a lot of different ways. So our guys, approaches wise, you look at how disciplined we've been at the plate from this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now Friday. I don't know if we could have had better at bats over the last 3 ball games.
Coach, you mentioned Seth. Obviously, you had a lot to deal with us last week, but once again demonstrated his maturity and mental toughness. Was there ever concern in your mind that you'd be able to refocus after that?
No, not at all. You know, one thing with Seth shows up every single day and puts together professional at bats, quality at bats. He's a really focused kid. I wasn't concerned about it. Seth's a very mentally tough kid too. So, you know, obviously we felt bad about his loss and knew that we were going to lose him for a couple days. But, you know, he's just one of those guys that when he gets in the box, he's really, really good, and he's focused, and he didn't miss a beat.
How big was it to get not only Clay into the 7th, but to not have to use Pat or Brooks or some of those guys?
Well, you know, I've said it a few times. We keep having to dip into that well, and you can't keep dipping into that well. You know that with Crawl and Crawford, both those guys have been very good for us out of the bullpen. And you keep going to them and keep going to them because you're not getting a quality starter. You're not getting deep into the ball game. Eventually, those guys are going to fatigue, and that's my biggest concern. So it's really good for us to be able to get deep in the game and not have to pitch them. And if we do have to pitch them, it's nice to be able to pitch them in shorter stints and not burn them in one game like we basically did with Crawl on Tuesday, where you got to bring him in and he's got to throw multiple innings and you burn him for several days. So, you know, the fact that Clay, even though it wasn't his best start, got us deep into the game, it allowed us to pitch some other guys and be able to rest Crawl and Crawford.